groovy.
I got some new games. Oh, what a glorious day. Oh, get new games. The KidShoryuken way. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Jim here with another pickups video, and in particular today, actually, I didn't buy all of these PC Engine games all recently, but there are a bunch of them that I've had for a little while that I'm only able to play now, and we shall see why in just a bit. But first, I want to get started with some Nintendo stuff, because I did get a few Nintendo games recently. The first two, if you saw the last Hard Off video I did, you saw me pick these up, I believe, in Musashi Kogane at the Hard Off there. I'm pretty sure that's where I got these. Two pretty cool Famicom games. First up, Super Star Force, which is obviously the sequel to the original Star Force, which I like that game a lot. That and like Star Soldier, they're just like really kind of standard old school top-down shoot-'em-ups. This one, made by Tecmo, really does something a little different. It is still a top-down shooter, but when you're playing the shooting stages, you can stop at these little shops, and your pilot will get out and go into the shops, so it looks like a little Zelda shop, and you can buy little power-ups for your ship. And then there are also other times where you can land and actually go through like little dungeons. So it's like Tecmo thought that, you know, the first Star Force, awesome game and all that, but you know, to hell with that. We need some Zelda-esque dungeon type levels, and your little star pilot guy, he almost kind of looks like the guy from Blaster Master. So you get out, you walk around, you shoot little aliens and creatures and stuff, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. Like, I would have been happy with just again, just the straightforward old school top-down shooter, but they added something a little extra in there, so that's pretty cool. So Super Star Force, I like that a lot. This game, was very happy to find a complete copy of it. It is, and the Japanese title is US Championship V-Ball. I believe in the US on the NES, I think it's called Super Spike V-Ball. Either way, this is an amazing game, made by Technos Japan, who made some of my absolute favorite NES games. And this is definitely my favorite volleyball game of all time. Yes, even more than DOA Extreme. This game is just so fun, incredibly simple controls, and just really easy to pick up and play and have fun with. I love the graphics. The sound design is great too. Awesome soundtrack. I mean, Technos Japan, pretty much you're definitely going to. And I do like the Japanese version. We have this little character here. She's all over the instruction manual and everything. Just a little chick in the red, white, and blue bikini. That's very nice. But I love this game. It's awesome. You know, one or two players. You can all the different teams have different stats. You can choose Billy and Jimmy Lee, and just all around amazing game. U.S. Championship V-Ball, aka Super Spike V-Ball, up to 4-player action. Amazing. Love it. And this game, I thought was super unique. This was actually gifted to me by a friend, my friend Dan. This game is called Desaimon, and what Desaimon is it is a top-down shooter, and a pretty good one at that. So there's the shooter that's built into the game that you can play, and it's pretty fun. But this is a shoot-'em-up maker of sorts, so you can design your own shoot-'em-up levels. There's even like music composition tools in it, kind of like Mario Paint. But you can design the ship and the weapons and the enemies and however difficult it's going to be. This is very cool. Back in the day when, you know, games like this, there was like, I mean, today there's like Mario Maker and all that stuff. But back then we had stuff like this where you could make your little shoot 'em up. There was, you know, Mario Paint, and there was whatever else. Eventually the RPG makers, Fighter Maker was another one. But this was something very cool that I hadn't heard of. So my friend gifted this to me, so thanks a lot. So Desaimon, this is very cool. Very happy with that. And now to the main course, all of the PC Engine. And first up, I got one HuCard game. that I'm very happy with. Actually, if you watched, I did an Akihabara game hunting video where I went around, I think just looking specifically for PC Engine stuff, and came across this for like, I don't know, like $10 or something like that. It was super cheap. This game is called Spin Pair, and it's a puzzle game, and it's unique in that as the shapes come down, you only have half of the shape filled, and then when the next shape comes down, you can rotate it, but you can only ever have half of it full at one time. So you kind of need to match which half is going to go with the other half that's already on the screen, and then you put the two halves together and they're cleared from the screen. So very fun, kind of simple, you know, pick up and play puzzle game. Most puzzle games are, and I've said it a bunch of times before, I've done videos exclusively on puzzle games. I do love a good puzzler. I love my Tetris and Puyo Puyo, Dr. Mario, all that kind of stuff. So anytime I find a puzzle game that I haven't played before and it's really fun, I'm always a happy camper. And it was super cheap, seriously, like $10 or maybe less than $10 for this. And in Akihabara of all places. So this is obviously a game that goes for next to nothing, which is great because it's really fun. Good colorful graphics, nice little soundtrack, and just fun, simple, puzzly gameplay. So Spin Pair, that's a really good puzzle game to pick up for your PC Engine. And for the CD-ROM, I got Ember 2, which is an excellent side-scrolling shoot-'em-up. Graphics great, sound design great, and I guess kind of the gimmick here is that when you pick your power-ups, the power-up itself has like a little dial that's moving. So if you pick it up, say when the dial is pointing to the left, then you'll get a power-up that shoots behind you. It's a tail gun, but then it can also shoot in front of you, and above and below you. And there's multiple ones. There's the red and the blue, and I think there's a green one as well. So there's plenty of power-ups to collect, and you can decide, you know, if you want to shoot behind you, because some stages have lots of enemies coming from behind. Others, you know, they just kind of enter from various areas of the screen, so it's more useful to have a power-up shooting here or there. So it kind of encourages repeat playthroughs, trying the stages out, and just knowing when and where the enemies are coming from. So I like it a lot. Ember 2 by Data West. Which is, okay, like, I don't think I've ever played anything else by Data West, so I guess if I can come across Ember 3, and it's not $1 billion, I will pick it up. But Ember 2, very cool game. And then this, finally, I picked up something that I have been looking for a very long time, and finally found it for a price I could stomach. But this is the arcade card Duo. And on the back, as you can see, I guess it's specifically intended to be used with like the Turbo Duo and the Duo R. But I've been wanting one of these for a long time because I have a Duo R. So all of the CD-ROM and Super CD-ROMs, they all play on it. All the CD games play on it, except for the games that require the arcade card, which is this bad boy right here. So I have a handful of games here that I've had for quite a while, and I was never able to play any of them because I did not have an arcade card yet. So here it is, my arcade card Duo. Very happy to have that. And now, all of these games are PC Engine arcade games. So they can only be played, regardless of what model of PC Engine you have, they can only be played with the use of the arcade card. And the first one is it is Shin Nihon Pro Wrestling Battlefield 94 in, I think it's Battlefield Dream or something to that effect. But yeah, Shin Nihon Pro Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I picked this up a long time ago, and to this day I still am. I like New Japan. I'm actually going to a New Japan show later this month at the Budokan, so I'm considering taking the camera along with me to film that experience. But this is a, you know, pretty fun 16-bit wrestling game, and it has a lot of the stars of New Japan from like the early and mid 90s. So you have Jushin Thunder Liger, and you have the Steiner brothers. Chris Benoit is in here, I think, as like the Pegasus or something like that. Scott Norton, the Great Muta, Tiger Mask, a whole bunch of others. So pretty cool, pretty fun wrestling game with the ring announcer and everything. I mean, it's on CD, so you get the ring announcer, you get some CD quality music. Graphics are pretty good. You get like portraits of all the wrestlers and everything. So it's pretty sweet. So yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling Battlefield 94. Happy to have that. Well, I've had it for a long time. Happy to finally play that. This one, another wrestling game. It's Wrestling Universe Fire Pro Joshi, I believe, and it's Tomucho Shotaisen, and it's all women's versus JWP. So this is an all women's wrestling game, and it's in the Fire Pro series. So if you like Fire Pro Wrestling, but you thought I would like this just with nothing but female wrestlers, you get that. So again, a lot of the more well-known ladies wrestlers of the 90s. So you have, just on the back here, there's Asia Kong, Akira Hokuto, Bull Nakano, there's Cutie Suzuki, a whole bunch of others. So yeah, I was pretty happy to have this because I like Fire Pro Wrestling anyway. And Joshi wrestling from the 90s was, it wasn't always great, but I feel like they did some risky shit back in the day, throwing themselves off everything and just really necking each other, doing stuff that really didn't look very safe, but it looked pretty cool. So yeah, and this, by Human, so it's quality, but it's Fire Pro Wrestling, women's wrestling on the PC Engine CD arcade, and I like it quite a bit. Again, fun wrestling game, graphics, sound, all this stuff. Can't complain at all. Very good. And these last three, these are all SNK games that I've had for a long time, and I've played them on various other consoles, but not up to this point had I played it on my PC Engine. And first up, we have Ryuko Know Ken, which is also known as The Art of Fighting. And this works pretty well. I mean, I don't have a 6-button PC Engine controller right now, which is lame because I want one for fighting games like this and Street Fighter and what have you. But this game, really, you only have 2 attack buttons. So even with just a 2-button PC Engine controller, this works out fairly well. So you got Ryo and you got Robert. You got great sound quality on it, great graphics, just great everything. And I've always liked the Art of Fighting games. So this, not like an arcade perfect port by a long shot, but still pretty fun. And again, with 2 buttons, this is easily playable. So with my arcade card duo, I can finally play my copy of Ryuko Know Ken, and had quite a lot of fun with it. And then also I've got my Turbo PC Engine controller, so I was just like totally annihilating the bonus stages on here. But yes, Ryuko Know Ken, great game, Art of Fighting, gotta love it. Next up, my 2 games, my favorite SNK fighting series, period. It's this is Garo Densetsu 2, and I wonder if there's a subtitle. The subtitle is, there is no subtitle, or there is, Shintanaru something or other. But anyway, Fatal Fury 2, another absolutely outstanding fighting game. Fairly playable even if you only have like a 2-button controller on the PC Engine, because really you just get your heavy punch and your heavy kick, and you can still do all your special moves and everything like that. I love Fatal Fury. I have ever since, I want to say like the mid-90s, first weekend, staying at a friend's house, and he had Fatal Fury Special on the Super Nintendo, and he had also recorded Fatal Fury the motion picture off of, I think, the Sci-Fi Channel. And so we watched that and then played some Fatal Fury, and I really enjoyed it. So Fatal Fury 2, not my favorite in the series, but definitely a good game. And I don't know if I want to say it is a step up from the original in like the terms of like the selectable characters and everything like that. But the original kind of just has a very special place in my heart for whatever reason. I just love that game. But Fatal Fury 2, PC Engine Arcade, very awesome. And then my favorite game in the Fatal Fury series, it's Garo Densetsu Special, the first Fatal Fury game I ever played, though that was on the Super Nintendo. This, a game with sound and graphics, everything, definitely I would say better than the Super Nintendo. Again, I'm playing it with 2 buttons, which isn't, ideal. But I love this game. Huge roster of characters, all the classic Fatal Fury characters, and all the stages. Great soundtrack on this, especially on CD. Voice quality, graphics. There's nothing at all to complain about, at least as far as I'm concerned. Garo Densetsu Special on the PC Engine arcade CD-ROM. Gotta love it. And finally getting to play all of my arcade CD-ROM games. So I'm very happy. Very happy I picked up my arcade card Duo. So I got my PC Engine fix, and I got some Famicom fix as well. Again, Super Spike V-Ball. If you've never played it, play it. Best volleyball game ever made. Anyway, that's it. Those are all the games I have to show off for now. As of right now, I'm buying games, but I'm also buying games to sell. So you can go over to the KidShoryuken Facebook page, and you can see all the stuff I post for sale. And if you want to get in on some of that hot import game action, go over there and let me know what you want. Because I sell things through the page, but I also do special requests. So I'm buying stuff for myself, and I'm buying stuff for other people. And yeah, right now I'm just swimming in the sea of games, and I like it. I will be stranded out at this sea voluntarily forever. I'll be on the desert island with all the games surrounding me. Some of them go here, some of them go there, and some of them stay right here in my greedy hands. Anyway, everyone, hope you enjoyed having a look at some of those games. Let me know down in the comments what you think about any of these, Super Spike V-Ball, any of these PC Engine games. Do any of you have any PC Engine CD arcade games? And if you do, let me know. Let me know what they are, and let me know if they're any good, because now that I got my arcade card Duo, I would definitely like to pick up some more. And with that being said, thank you everybody for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, etc., etc. I really do appreciate all of that stuff. And until next time, take care everybody. Goodbye.